Guten Tag. People, things are going bad. They really are. I'm hitting another wall. I don't know how long it's been since we started this whole process, but Mr. F has been gone for living in Michigan like more than a month and a half now, and so I think 7 weeks. I definitely feel like I do pretty good, and then I have my 3-week wall, and then I'm like crashing. You know, I'm really exhausted again. And the first 3 weeks of him being gone, I was having all those showings, so I was like really mega physically exhausted. This 3 weeks I haven't had a single showing, so I can't blame that. But I'm definitely more emotionally exhausted. I'm just drained. It's just been a long time now. And I know when it's someone else's life, you know, 3 months seems like it flies by. It does not feel like that when you're living it. I'm really in survival mode for myself. I mean, honest to God, that like just making it through a day. I just want to be able to have a day where I can sleep in. It never happens, you know, obviously. And I have so many things to do that, I mean, I'm up, you know, 7 o'clock, and I have kids coming before I have time to get dressed and start kids' lunch, and then I've got the baby getting dropped off, and then I got, you know, like, get my kids ready for school and go and come back, and kind of, you know, like, maintaining a clean house in case we ever get a showing. And then mowing the lawn, which takes me 3 hours a week, and then, you know, everything else. I mean, I just feel like, I don't ever get a break, and then I finally get my kids to bed at 9 p.m., and then I still have to do laundry until 11 p.m. I still have to do, you know, every other thing you still have to do, you know what I mean? Like, when I have my kids in the bath, and they both take a bath at the same time, just so you know, and our bathroom's in the middle of the room, like, while they're taking their bath, I'm vacuuming the whole time, you know what I mean? Like, and then, you know, it's just like, I mean, I am constantly working, and it's exhausting. And then to add into that this week, right when I'm already hitting a wall threshold for that, physical exhaustion and just mentally exhausted and definitely stressed and overwhelmed about, like, our house is not in contract. And it's not like I went into this thinking our house would sell right away, but because we had so much interest, it started to feel like we would. And then now to have, I mean, if we were just having one showing a week, I would feel like, okay, things are still, you know, could work out at any time. To have no showings, I definitely feel like, what's going to happen, you know? But with this property dispute, it's just like, are you kidding me? I can't handle that. I'd want to handle that on my best day, you know what I mean? Not in this situation. I hate having to confront, you know, strangers and have this argument and get the city involved. I mean, it's like eating me up. It's so stressful. But to do that from the situation I'm already coming from, it's just too much. And then on top of that, the rodents, please, people, please. I cannot, I mean, I know if you don't have a phobia, you cannot understand. But if you do, you do. And I know you get it. If you are afraid of something, and a phobia is an irrational fear. It's not like I'm not smart enough to get that it shouldn't bother me. I cannot control it. I have a physical reaction. I'm practically paralyzed. So to have a rodent in front of my house is bad enough. To have it happen when I have to sell my house, I mean, come on. And then it's like right in my gardens where, I mean, honestly, I need to be mowing my lawn, and I need to be up there, and I need to, like, plant some more flowers. It's just like, it's torture. It's torture. And to be around myself and have nobody, you know, it's like, that's the kind of thing where, I mean, you need to have someone be able to come help you, and I don't have anyone to help me. So, and then we've got this, now we've got a plumbing problem, and I need to get a plumber in here. And, you know, a lot of this whole experience has been difficult, and I'm obviously a very independent person, and I can manage and I can get everything done, but, like, you know, up until this point, things like plumbing, rodents, property disputes, that is Mr. F's job. You know, like, that is not something I would be getting involved in. And so it's like I'm out of my comfort zone. You know, every single one of those things means I have to deal with talking to other people, you know, like an exterminator and a plumber, and get them to come. And, you know, I don't have expertise in those things. I don't like to do it. I don't like to have some guy come over to my house, you know, by myself, and I don't know what's up. You know, I mean, I'm just not super comfortable with that situation. I don't have a referral from a friend. You know what I mean? Like, if we were in Ann Arbor and I could know, like, all right, I know who this person is, for me to just call some strange people and have them come over, like, I'm not down. I'm not into it. Here by myself with my kids, and no thanks. Not a fan. And I also have no knowledge of those things. I don't know if I'm getting ripped off. I mean, I just feel super out of my element and super uncomfortable, and, you know, I guess it's good for me to challenge myself, but I do feel like I'm challenging myself enough on every other front. I wish I just didn't have to do that. And the fact that the house isn't selling, it's getting to the point where, like, when we started this, I'm thinking, okay, the house might take until August to sell, or whatever, you know. If it doesn't, we'll rent the house. That's still the plan. But now I'm at the point where, like, I don't want to keep living this way. And honestly, like, going to live at somebody else's house in an interim is not a good solution, because I'm an adult, head of my household, and I have a way I run my household, and I have a way that I take care of my kids, and you know, you can't do that when you're at other people's houses, and it's stressful, and it's not relaxing, and it's, you know, a burden to someone, and it's, you know, like, it's just not ideal. If I have to do it, I have to do it, but it's definitely not ideal. It's not what anybody wants to have happen. So, I mean, what I want is to just move from here to a different house, you know what I mean? And I don't want to have to be in limbo with my kids, with our house on the market, with our stuff down here, but we're someplace else. You know, like, that's a freaking nightmare, people. That is a nightmare. That's not better. And it sounds like that could be okay, but if you've ever lived it, you know, that's not okay. And I don't want to, we can't get a short-term rental. I mean, it's just, everything is more complicated, you know. And if I leave, we're going to have to hire landscapers. I mean, we don't have any extra money, so I can't hire landscapers. I can't pay rent. You know, like, I need some kind of closure to be able to move forward, and yet I can't make a plan, and what we're doing now is not sustainable. So I'm feeling like I'm getting panicked, you know, that I don't know what to do. I mean, I get now why people have 2 mortgages, and I think even though financially that's a terrible decision for us, in the short term, it's a solution that maybe buys me some sense of control and peace, and I'm getting to the point where I need to have that. So it's something we're thinking about. And then if our house doesn't sell here, we will just, again, rent it in August or September 1st or something, and try to sell it again later. I don't know. It's definitely, I mean, I'm hoping that buys us, it's May, 3 more months to get this house in contract, and if it's not by then, you know, we need to have a different solution. And renting it, while we can't rent it for enough to cover the mortgage, we can, you know, like, it's less of a loss than lowering the price on our house substantially. So, it's not ideal though, people. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And Mr. Sharp has been looking at houses, but then at the same time, we can't move forward. You know, like, we're just kind of stuck. And I'm definitely at the point where, like, for me now, I can try to suck it up and make it you know, I've got 4 more weeks to go until kid is out of school and we can move. But then I still need to pack the house. I mean, there's still all those things to come. I still need to pack the house, and we still have to do a major move. And where are we going to do that, and when are we going to do that? And to just be like, I don't want to go on vacation for a month. I mean, honestly, and not know where I'm going to be moving to, or when, you know, it's just, I'm an adult. I mean, like, it's too much. I need to have some kind of plan I'm working towards. So, I mean, that's why right now what we're thinking about is making an offer on another house with a 60-day closing. That would get us to, like, into July. At this point on this house, you know, I don't think there's going to be a closing before then anymore. And then at least I have a goal. And then we're carrying the 2 mortgages at most for 2 months, and then turn this into a rental and eat the difference. I think might be my best plan, just so I have a plan, you know. So that's where I'm at. Tough times.